Affirmative Reaction Podcast. 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 Affirmative Reaction
Am I live?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I ain't got no cans on my head. I don't know.
So, this is the Affirmative Reaction Podcast. How should we describe the Affirmative Reaction Podcast? We're just two cats who,
Well, you said for two bipolar, no, what was it?
Contrarian. Two biological males.
That's the word I was
racially contrarian.
I think you put cisgender in there.
No, I don't think I put nothing like that. But anyway, this is the Affirmative Reaction Podcast.
We have a lot of labels, like everyone else.
Yep. Anti-racist.
Definitely that.
Anti-woke. Or anti-woke.
Does that mean I'm asleep?
It might be. I don't know.
Maybe we're woker than woke.
I'm anti-woke, but my eyes are wide open.
No sheep, no wool over these eyes.
Not easily triggered, or maybe so. Maybe that's what this whole podcast is about. It's because we are triggered and we reacting to certain headlines. And,
trigger me timbers.
I know, right? But no, this is the Headline Reaction Podcast. Thank you for listening.
Affirmative Reaction.
Affirmative Reaction. When I say Headline Reaction Podcast, that's a segment of the podcast. You want to give a shout out before we get started?
Thanks to all the listeners.
Yep. All 17.
All 17 of y'all supporting us.
What was that all about?
And quick shout out to my girl Lana. She does the art for us. If you've noticed in the more recent podcast, we have a picture to go along with it. And she does that, and she actually does stickers on the side. So if you're interested in seeing what she has on Facebook, Instagram, and Etsy, it's at The Sanitarium Art, all one word. So look her up and look forward to more of her stuff on our podcast as well.
Oh yeah, she's been doing a really, really good job. Some of that stuff is like extremely funny. The funny thing is, some people think it's like serious. They don't really get the joke or the.
I mean, when she sends it, I realize that's what's going to happen. So that's perfect.
They don't get the irreverence behind it, and some people do.
What is Bipoc History Month? I Googled it, and there's nothing.
That's the one I'm talking about, because people take that word Bipoc so serious. Speaking of, I think I'll get to that later. I don't know. Anyway, I think did I send you the picture of the Band-Aid?
Yes.
My people, if anybody who's listening, and for anybody that's new, I'm a black, capital B. I don't know. I think people,
even if it's the third word in the sentence, you're still capital.
People might not give me the capital B for some reason.
Well, they need to.
But I have a Band-Aid that is my people flesh color. Not just flesh color, because flesh color used to mean only one race. But
now I've seen. Just keep going.
This Band-Aid, not only is it brown, like I am a dark black. Like I'm a really, really, really dark black. And this Band-Aid matches my skin color perfectly. And the first thing I could think of was, this is progress. I mean, what more progress is having Band-Aids that match my people's skin? I was amazed.
I almost couldn't even see the Band-Aid, to be quite honest.
That's why I didn't put it on. I left that white behind it to have contrast.
Right.
That's funny.
It was pretty amazing. Now, I'm a white, not capital. But I've never had a Band-Aid that matches my skin tone.
The white people Band-Aids don't even match their skin.
It's like the wrong color.
They supposed to call it, what is it, nude?
Like,
man.
when I'm wearing a Band-Aid.
If I put this Band-Aid on, you would not be able to see it. I think this might lead to my people doing more extreme sports. Because if we have Band-Aids, I know we have casts. That's
The wraps, the medical wraps.
Yep, the ace bandages.
Right.
All that, man. Let's just jump right into the headline reactions here.
Headline reactions.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
That's the equivalent to the crying girl. That was like, nah.
I couldn't get a good audio file of her because there's so much going on in the background at the same time. You need to see that one.
Talk about trigger me timbers.
That individual lost it.
She did.
Be careful, you might be misgendering. That's why I said that individual.
That individual.
Yeah.
That's proper. That was like the most correct political correctness I ever heard in my life.
I didn't even say they, them, because I don't know what that individual's preferred pronouns
now
are.
you're about to start triggering people.
I'm just trying to be respectful.
Oh, yeah. So headline reactions. On CNN, the news source that is trusted by a lot of people. What was I listening to? I think I was listening to Tim Pool today, and it was actually saying that the most trust in CNN comes from from outside of the U.S. So a lot of it's trusted globally. CNN is
Really?
yeah. But that'll be something I have to look into to see how that's even quantified.
I thought it was a very localized thing.
I mean, it's still probably all the same as.
They watch this over in Europe and in other countries?
Probably so, yeah. If they got cable TV, satellite and stuff, you can get all kinds of channels.
Why would you?
Watch that Al Jazeera TV. But CNN biggest headline, which is everyone's biggest headline today, is Tiger Woods was calm and lucid after crash. So they put that is their caption, I'm sure, because the last single car crash that Tiger Woods was in, he was pretty intoxicated on some poppables.
Look at that. He had an SUV. Now it looks like a micro machine. Look at that thing. The whole front end's gone.
Yeah. They say he suffered some leg injuries. He was having surgery all day.
No, they're implying something by saying he was calm and lucid.
Yes, I just said that. They're implying that unlike the last crash when he was high on some pills, they're making sure that everybody know he was not. Not during this time. Not this time.
I've known some people on acid that are pretty lucid, though.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
But that's Tiger Woods. Everybody probably already been hearing about Tiger Woods.
I think they mean he was conscious.
Yeah, what else we got on CNN? The Justice Department is facing a tough climb trying to keep rioters locked up. Clickbait?
Nah.
No. Man dies after police kneel on his neck for nearly 5 minutes, family says in claim.
What is that picture? Some kid with a fish.
The picture is making me want to click it because that's not a black. And you usually...
It doesn't look like a man either. And I don't mean gender-wise, just not grown up.
Right, it looks like a boy. Now, if this was a black, we'd probably be hearing about it. And now, I have to. I have to click on this. This is apparently the police killed another person from kneeling on his neck for nearly 5 minutes. But
the photograph looks like a teenager holding a fish that he just caught out of the ocean.
Angelo Quinto dies days after police knelt on his neck while responding to a mental health call, attorneys for his family said. Now, anybody who knows me and kind of have a good idea of my response to something like this is, where's BLM? Where's all the defund the police people? The defund the police politicians? This is another police killing. A man dies after police. And then look at the headline. Man? Why not white man or Hispanic man?
Looks like an Asian American to me.
And do we know the nationality of the cop who killed him?
Not yet.
If that was my people, the headline would say, white cop Black man dies after white cop kneels on his neck for nearly 5 minutes. This one just says man dies after police kneel on his neck for nearly 5 minutes. Where's
you clicked it.
I did. That's what I'm saying. Like it's like you would expect this to be some outrage because of the fact that it's another police killing. But
I didn't even hear about this.
of course not. Not even on California news. Like I've been listening to KTLA all day. And now they've been talking about is Tiger Woods. This happened in Northern California.
Yesterday.
So why isn't any outrage? We should be outraged because this is another person who died at the hands of a cop. Now, me personally, my first thought, it might be triggering, it might suck. I'm like, ah, damn, what'd he do? Or not necessarily what he do, but why were the cops called? Like, how did this interaction start?
Right.
And so let's read some news. A 30-year-old Northern California man undergoing a mental health episode dies days after officers kneeled on the back of his neck for nearly 5 minutes to subdue him.
What exactly is a mental health episode? Because couldn't you classify just about anything as that?
Yes, you can. Angelo Quinto had been suffering from anxiety, depression, and paranoia for the previous few months. His family's attorney said in a wrongful death claim filed on February 18th. So this happened last week, actually. But it's major news on CNN a week later.
I wonder why.
His sister, Isabella Collins, called police to their Antioch, California home on December 23 because she feared he would hurt their mother. Oh, so this actually happened in December.
I got you.
Wow. Talk about reading some news.
Right.
You see, we mentioned this last time about how the headline, you know what I'm saying, don't necessarily even give you a glimpse of what you're going to
So why did it take so long for them to publish this story if it happened then?
Right. It was a press conference February 18th. Before police arrived, Quinto's mother had been holding him to her chest with her hand clasped around his back for a few minutes, and he had already started to calm down, the claim started. When the two officers from the Antioch Police Department arrived, Burris said they made no attempt to understand the situation. Instead, immediately grabbed Quinto from his mother's arms. Quinto lost consciousness and was taken to a local hospital where he was pronounced dead 3 days later, family's attorney say in the claim. I certainly will have to look into this some more, and I probably will. I'm about to actually make a note of it, but that's a heck of a timeline.
Yeah, I mean, no disrespect to
right.
him or his family or anything going on, but why now? And
right.
why is it on the front page of CNN right now when it happened so long ago? And how many other cop-related deaths have happened since then that aren't on the front page of CNN?
I told you, this stuff like this happens a lot.
Every day?
Every day. Now, like I always say, when this happens to a black, it is extremely easy and convenient to just say it's because racism. But like my first thought is, what happened? Yeah, I mean, we know the outcome. All right, they say there's a mental health issue, a mental health episode. Does that mean that he was like nonviolent? You know what I mean? Like I said, there's a heck of a timeline. The article says that the mom was holding him to her chest. He started to calm down. When the officers arrived, they made no attempt to understand the situation. They just grabbed him from his mother's arms. Quinto lost consciousness and was taken to the hospital. That's the timeline presented in this CNN article. So,
it says they used her cell phone to record part of the incident, but I don't see any video either. Or what part she actually recorded. In the 2 months since his death, police have not issued a press release on the incident.
The police officers had already handcuffed Angelo, but did not stop their assault on the young man and inexplicably began using the George Floyd technique of placing a knee on the back and side of neck, ignoring Mr. Quinto's pleas of please don't kill me. That's
interesting,
tragic.
but there's a lot of information that's not there.
Yeah. Again, no disrespect to the whole situation, to the guy that lost his life. Is tragic.
Or the police, for that matter.
Yeah. And I mean, George Floyd, like, by calling it the George Floyd technique, that is, come on now, like, the George Floyd technique, like, that's disrespecting George Floyd as much. Whatever you want to say, but this is not necessarily good journalism.
Does anything CNN do?
And that's probably not surprising given CNN. Again, I was more or less triggered by this story than clickbaited, only because it's one of those police killings, and it literally made zero news. Zero news. You got to do stuff like this, like actually go to the website, look to the headlines.
I'm wondering if, for whatever reason, this catches on with other news services.
I'll go out on a limb.
Or maybe no.
I'll go out on a limb, make an assumption to say no, because for one thing, it happened December 23rd. When George Floyd happened, it went viral the next day.
Right.
The next day. The same thing with the situation in Philadelphia. Viral the next day. I mean, it sounds, again, we know why this isn't news and viral, because I didn't even see the cop's name in this.
No.
Or his race. And that's kind of
two of the worst pictures I've ever. I mean, like, what is this? It has their head cut off on this picture. Maybe they just don't want to show their faces.
Yeah.
But what kind of picture? What kind of framing is that for a photograph?
CNN.
And this one, look at the side. I mean, it's a Polaroid of some sort. But
Right.
why'd you frame it like that? It's like they took it from I don't know what that says over there, but like a video capture of some sort.
Right,
So,
right. Like they took a picture of a computer screen
Yeah.
with the
Or they
flash
stole
on.
somebody else, like a local newscast, and they just took a photograph of the video. Either way, it's terrible all around.
Yeah, it is.
The bunny ears journalism.
Affirmative Reaction Podcast.
The headline is, this is not headline reactions. This is just a story that happened recently in California. San Francisco School Board halts appointment based on race.
You already know what that means.
What's it mean?
If an appointment was halted by race. Let's read some news. Oh, wait. Is this the SFUSD? The same school district that said that acronyms was racist? No, they said it was a sign of white supremacy.
So is that white supremacists have their own acronym like that?
I don't know.
Who leads it? Is it a white?
So, what we got here?
The board made its latest controversial decision on Tuesday night when it rejected a parent volunteer who was supposed to be appointed to the Parental Advisory Council. The reason, his race. He's white.
Capital W?
And he's gay. So, more or less, this council advises the school board, and there's currently 3 Latinas, Latinas is capitalized, note, 3 white women, white is not capitalized.
White is not capitalized.
2 African Americans, both capital, 1 Asian American, both capital, 1 Pacific Islander,
Look,
both capital.
that is the ethnic makeup of the PAC. That's an acronym.
Correct.
But the SFUSD said that acronyms was a sign of white supremacy, small w.
Oof.
I think
They're all women. He would have been the only man.
all current members of the PAC are women. He would have been the only man. But they said they want this to be more diverse. How
They argued that by adding a white male, it would tip the balance. Whites would then become the, quote, dominating race.
one white man?
Versus the Pacific Islander. The Latinas.
Oh,
The African Americans. The Asian Americans.
Probably because it's 3 white women. So now it'll be
that'd be 4. But
total.
that's still 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1 is more than that.
But the W is not capitalized, so that means they don't matter, right?
That's true.
But look at
that part.
Look at the makeup of the actual school district, though. About 33% of the SFUSD
racist
students are Asian. 28% are Latino. 15% are white. 6% are Bipoc. And so there's one Asian American in a school district that is 33% Asian.
But he would tip the balance.
Where's the diversity? What is
Does Pacific Islander count?
What so what did that mean? They're from like some Indo-Chinese country or something like
Laos
that?
or
that's Indochina.
Or like Tonga.
Yeah.
Or Hawaii even. Would be
Pacific.
That's Pacific
Island.
It's in the Pacific and it's an
island. So 33% of the SFUSD, which is an acronym, which is a sign of white supremacy, 33% of that school district is Asian.
So did this white man come up with that acronym, and that's why they don't want him on? Because it's white supremacists to have an acronym.
Right. And they changed. So if anybody isn't familiar with that story, the San Francisco school district, their arts department was called like VAPE. And they said that was a sign of white supremacy because it's an acronym. But the San Francisco Unified School District is shortened with SFUSD. I don't get it.
Wait, hold on. Let me read one more last quote. He's gay. That's an important voice that we don't have right now, and he's a man. There are no males on the committee, and I'm really looking forward to having his name brought back to us in a month or two and voting on it in a slate of other folks.
What that really means is they're looking for a black man or a non-white man.
The fact that he brings diversity to our group in other ways, as many people brought up last night, I think was one of the factors that we considered.
What's more diverse than being gay? You put any race, you put gay on any race, and that's diverse.
You know what? He should probably count his blessings, because imagine being in a room with these people.
Right.
A bunch of women that hate men, especially white men, and probably gay men too.
Right. Talk about, in honor of the fellow we were just talking about, probably a bunch of feminazis.
That's exactly what it sounds like.
That's crazy, but he gay, so he's kind of sort of one of them-ish. At least he has some of the same feelings.
Maybe you should take some of those skin-changing
I don't know, that might sound
chemicals
bad.
like that German lady did. Then he'd fit right in.
Oh, man. That's crazy. Well,
transracial.
This is racist and homophobic, one might say.
Not even reverse, just actual.
There is no. I've probably said reverse racism at some point, but I'm going on the record and just saying that it's just racism. It don't matter. It don't matter what race you are. If you attribute a certain set of attributes to a specific race, naturally in like a negative way, and I would say that's racism. That's racist. So they literally say they did not include him into the parent advisory council because he's a white man.
And a gay one.
That's almost irrelevant.
That's true.
It's because he's a white. It's because he's white. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean he's like?
I mean, if they're trying, they claim representation. 33% of the students are Asian, 28 Latino, 15 white, and 6% African American. So where's the Where's the white representation? The 3 white women.
Why is it not any more Asian representation on this parent advisory council when most of the students are Asian? Why is it 3 white? Why is it
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 2 out of 10 is what? 20%. So there's 33%. So if you count the Pacific Islander as Asian, that would be 20%. If you don't, that's 10%. But there's 33% Asian Americans.
And
so they got their numbers whack.
So my people, this might be one instance where we're actually overrepresented.
You are. You got 20% representation for a 6% student.
Nice. That's progress. This, along with the Band-Aid and Obama. Come on now. What how much more progress do we need? we got the capital B. We got the capital B. And we got Band-Aids.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's that all current members are women. I think it has everything to do with
all it got is because
it's a dude.
Yeah, it probably ain't got nothing to do with his race.
Because there's 3 white women already. Apparently,
right?
So.
They're just using race to qualify.
They're running them women are running the show over there, and they don't want no dudes around. Which I can understand because when I was growing up, I had my clubhouse. Ain't no girls allowed in it.
No, I ain't never had that clubhouse. I always played house.
Play that doctor.
My mind was in a different area.
Affirmative Reaction Podcast.
I want to talk about my snowflake.
Snowflake of the week.
And my snowflake of the week is the great Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder told Oprah Winfrey he is moving to Ghana permanently. Ghana, Africa, in West Africa. Stevie Wonder is going back to Africa.
You can't say that.
That's not my opinion. That's what the man said. Where is Ghana? Look, I have the Encyclopedia Britannica brought up.
I can't laugh at that.
Where is Ghana? What part of Africa is this? This is Africa. He is going back to Africa because our people, our ancestors are from Africa.
I swear I'm not racist for laughing at that.
But Stevie Wonder is moving to Ghana, says CNN. The iconic award-winning performer spoke to Oprah Winfrey in an interview explaining his decision, citing the political turmoil in the United States.
That means
he said
today.
He told Oprah Winfrey, I just want to see this nation smile again. And I want to see it before I leave to travel to move to Ghana because I am going to do that. Winfrey then asked, you're going to permanently move to Ghana? I am, replied the singer, known for such hits as You Are My Sunshine and I Just Called to Say I Love You. He added, I don't want to see my children's children have to say, oh, please like me, please respect me, please know that I am important, please value me. What is that? This isn't the first time he said he was considering moving to Ghana. In 1994, he said he felt there was more of a sense of community than in the U.S.
1994?
1994. What happened in 1994? OJ was acquitted in 95.
Well, I'm just saying that's almost 30 years ago he said he was going to move there.
So you have a rich man telling some rich lady that he's moving to Ghana because he's upset with the country. And he want to see the nation smile again. What are you?
His children's children.
He don't want him to have to say, oh, please like me. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I don't think anybody associated with Stevie Wonder is going to have to say, oh, please like me.
Especially 150 to 200 years from now, when his children's children.
That's a few generations. Again, this is
So Ghana is going to be in tip-top shape by then, right?
apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently, I don't know anything about Ghana, and maybe
I don't
maybe
really
Stevie
either.
Wonder does. Maybe it took him 30 years to make this decision.
Maybe they're going to elect him president or dictator or
Let
whatever
me-
they have.
I'm
over
gonna
there.
say this about Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder is a celebrity talking piece for the Democrat Party. He campaigned for Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
He campaigned for Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff. He campaigned for Barack Obama. He campaigned for
Oprah Winfrey.
Oprah Winfrey. He campaigned for Stacey Abrams in that gubernatorial race. All right. He's and this is like most celebrities, which is not, I'm not necessarily saying anything wrong with it. It's more of just an observation. And what is this? What for what? What, like, how relevant is Stevie Wonder in the realm of culture and politics? That, like, is this supposed to entice people to say, yeah, let's go to Africa? Now, I bet you $1 that you might start hearing some of those liberal whites start talking about moving to Africa. They're gonna say, yeah, y'all should move back to Africa because they're racist. They are racist, dude. I'm telling you, they're gonna start saying your Bernie Sanders types, your AOC types, everybody on the squad types, all of the celebrities, blacks. You know, why not move back to Africa? That's how we got Liberia. That's how we got Liberia. Now Stevie Wonder is going back to Africa. How many people watch anything Oprah related? Now, I mark my words, you're going to start seeing this. You are going to start seeing this about us going back to Africa. And like I always say, I've been saying this since I was a kid. Y'all take y'all ass back to Africa if y'all want to. I'm going to stay over here. None of them NFL players are going. None of the NBA players are going. So nobody.
Not even for just a exhibition game.
No, what was the last time you seen an exhibition game in Libya?
Libya's in the Middle East,
Or
isn't
Kenya, I think it is. Or Kenya or something. Or like the Congo. Not even soccer matches.
A Coney 2012s over in the Congo.
Elon Musk is African American.
That's right. Literally.
But yeah, Stevie Wonder is my snowflake.
Snowflake of the week.
Affirmative Reaction Podcast.
What are we doing now?
You should say this is your snowflake here.
Snowflake of the week.
Absolutely. So this is local to LA, but it's from a national news service, so it gets some pretty big press. LA County DA, he's our new DA, by the way. He's only been in the office a few months. Gascon.
George Gascon.
Cuts ties with DA group. Complains board is white, capital, but it's on Fox News. As association rips publicity stunt. So, this is the wokest of woke politicians, this DA.
Yes, he is.
So he's cut ties with the California District Attorney Association, saying the group's all-white board indicates the group has failed to keep pace with changing times.
What does that mean?
He quotes, or I quote his quote, the absence of a single person of color on CDAA's, that's racist because it's an acronym, 17-member board is blinding, he said. This is the leadership that sets the direction for an organization of elected prosecutors, all of whom disproportionately prosecute communities of color at a time when the nation is facing a reckoning over systemic racism and in a state with a plurality of minorities, no less. That is a lot of words to spit out of my mouth without stumbling over them.
So F the DA.
Oh, he wrote
board.
that. He wrote that. He didn't say that. That's almost a tongue twister.
F the DA board. Before Kamala became vice president, before she was a senator, she was the god doggone attorney general of the state.
Well, it's interesting, the counter argument for this, if you mind scrolling down there.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Gascon cannot resign because he has not been a member of CDAA since October 2019 when he quit his job as DA of San Francisco. And because of that fact, that's why I nominated him as
Snowflake of the week.
because he wasn't even a member of the board. He just
He's
quit
not
because
even
they're all
a
white.
member of the board. He's white.
I don't know. I think he's Cuban or something like that.
Gascon.
But the big theory is he only got elected because of his last name, and the Latino or Latinx community
Yeah.
were a big part of getting him elected. Not knowing what he was in San Francisco.
He added, on the ethnicity issue, his remarks are disingenuous as he ran against the first sitting Los Angeles district attorney who was both a woman and African American. Incidentally, she was a CDAA board officer and in line to become president. Shootings and other violent crimes are skyrocketing in LA. This appears to be a publicity stunt to divert attention from his favoring criminals at the expense of victims as growing cause for his recall.
So, I have a feeling we're going to see the next big recall as for him.
Right,
because
the LA County DA, that is scary. This is the top lawman in the county.
Right.
And people we already talking about recalling them. We're starting to implant that notion of recalling them. This is the top lawman in
It's
the
only
county.
been 2 or 3 months now.
This is scary. I'm not a resident of LA County. I'm a resident of Orange County.
Oh, the Orange County DA hates this guy.
Yes, he does.
I mean,
and the sheriff.
Right.
And the sheriff. But this is scary when you have your county's top lawman who is clear that he favors criminals because of race.
Right. That's the only reason.
Now, again, this is something where, if I was challenging myself, I would call myself some white apologist being a dick. If you're white, how can you not react to this like, what? Like, what? And it don't even have anything to do with being racist. And again, that's the smokescreen because my people would be like, oh, it's because the white people are racist. No, it's because they're being attacked for being white. And
his whole claim was he quit because they're all white.
That's racist. But again,
that's not reverse racist either.
But again, you know what I'm saying? You'll have some people again that'll say that's the whole idea of this argument is to bring that kind of awareness because that's what they've been doing to us for so long. And that argument isn't far off, but it isn't that simple. It's really not that simple. Otherwise, what does it mean to have a black president?
Right.
But anyway, like it's sick. This is sick. This is scary. What was I think we was looking at this the other week about the crime numbers, like homicide is up like 51% since last year. This is in LA. Violent crimes as a whole is up like 89% since last year. But this guy,
it's only going to get worse.
This guy wants to not allow cash bond. He's already decriminalized. A judge actually ruled that he can't do that. About the decriminalization of soliciting prostitution, certain drug crimes.
I think public drunkenness.
Yeah, public drunkenness. And it was the CDAA who actually sued him for that. This is like all-time snowflake. Like,
I mean, this is top tier.
This is scary. This is scary. And if I'm a criminal,
I'm moving here.
more than likely you don't know anything about Gascon. You're not going to learn anything about Gascon until you actually get inside the system. And you're going to be like, why would I even think about not committing a crime again?
Right.
You know what I mean? How does this encourage rehabilitation? You know what I mean? Who's asking these questions? All right, so mass incarceration, a lot of my capital black brothers and sisters are the ones that's behind the wall at disproportionately high numbers. You know what I mean? And so how are we going to keep them from not going back? By decreasing the penalties? Decreasing the consequences? No, that might encourage it. If I know that I have up to 3 times of committing a crime, a nonviolent crime, shoplifting, what else?
I think he's
drug possession, the vagrancy charges like that. If I know I got up to 3 times of doing that, why would I ever think about not doing it?
right. Because how many times do you get away with it before you even get caught once?
Seriously. If or on this level, if I'm a cop, what's the point?
Right.
What am I doing with my life, my time on the job? I'm just there. Maybe I am really concerned about some violence. You know what I'm saying? I'm keeping my eye out for that. But what about these bums that just be roaming around in neighborhoods and stuff like that? There's no point of people calling the cops. There's no point of the cops doing anything. Because if they do, racism, unless...
Or the DA might just get rid of the criminal charges.
Exactly.
Like,
It's
bad.
It's scary, man. It's scary.
all right, George Gaston, you are the...
Snowflake of the week.
And I hope you get recalled soon, too.
He probably will.
Affirmative Reaction Podcast. 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 Affirmative Reaction Podcast.